The prophecy is finished. The Warrior of Light has brought a fitting end to Palamecia's story of despair. However, the story of despair is but an aspect of the story of hope, and the end of one spells the end of the other. And now the heretics who dared to bring that end are met with their reward. Slumber, from which they may never wake, if they wish. Will the new world they helped shape go on without them, as the threads of fresh tales begin to weave together? Or will they content themselves to fill a new role in the story to come? Something entirely different from what they have come to know. The answers to those questions are not for me to say. These three, however, Palamecia, a world of hope unbound. None shall remember the names of those who do not fight. A law governing a tale which you ended by your own hands. Do you grasp the significance of that?
I just woke up and you're already pelting me with questions. Never change, Sid.
Ah, it appears that you have some inkling of your memories then. Very well. Come with me.
And if I say no?
Then I imagine you shall soon become quite bored. There is little to do in a world that lacks a story to give it guidance. You are the Warrior of Light. By vanquishing chaos, you have fulfilled the prophecy and set alight the fires of hope in this world.
You sure about that? Chaos is gone, but things haven't panned out like the prophecy said. The fires of hope, it looks to me like we brought even more misery to this pitiful place.
You achieved a remarkable feat. Not even I could have foreseen this. By defying and destroying Palamecia's laws, you have brought an end to the prophecy as well. You have changed the very fabric of this place. One might even say that as the Warrior of Light, you have wrought more destruction than chaos ever did.
Flattering.
Mayhap that is why you have been sealed away, so as to prevent further upheavals.
Sealed away, huh? I guess something really doesn't want me out there in Palamecia. So does that mean somewhere I'm sleeping quietly?
Aye, so it does.
But here I am talking to you at the same time. Something feels off. Almost like a dream. Bad one.
You may be correct. If it puts your mind at ease, you may think of this as nothing but a fleeting dream.
Then I hope I wake up soon. Not a lot of friendly faces in this particular dream.
Even a dream needs a sense of excitement. Very impressive. I should have expected nothing less from the mighty Warrior of Light who defeated chaos.
You say that, but I didn't fulfill the prophecy. I broke it.
Aye, you did. And by turning your back on the prophecy, you also turned your back on the story of hope that buoyed Palamecia and its people. Chaos, the harbinger of despair, shall never return to resume his tyrannical reign. And the Warrior of Light, foil to this land's villain, shall never return bearing hope. both hope and despair shall become but faded memories of the past. Without any prevailing winds to guide it, Palamecia shall become a ship stranded at sea.
Defeat chaos, bring peace to Palamecia. Why couldn't it have just been that simple?
You are wise enough to know the reason why. If you are curious to see what has befallen Palamecia, you only need look. Look now upon the world your actions have wrought. Is it as you expected?
Is this Palamecia?
Indeed it is. Although you felled chaos, from him a dark current flows over the land, leaving nothing untouched.
What'll happen to the people?
The current is not deadly, if that is your worry. However, any caught in its flow shall have their memories swept away. And when at last the swell subsides, Palamecia shall be reborn, and the submerged shall awaken bereft of their pasts. A cycle of erasure and rebirth, not so different from the very cycle you endeavored to bury. There is yet more I would show you, Warrior of Despair. In times such as these, it is best to take a moment to reflect on past deeds, with the understanding they cannot be changed, for this is but a dream.
Some dream.
By defeating chaos, you have achieved the one driving goal of the Warrior of Light. Yet you deny yourself that title. How curious.
I'm hard to get. Sorry I couldn't just go along with what you wanted. Take the hero's title, do the hero's deeds.
Would that had been the course you chose. Alas, it is no one's fault but my own. I placed too much on your shoulders.
Too bad I was a disappointment.
Somehow, I doubt your sincerity. Regardless of past quarrels, however, one fact remains. You have ushered change into this world. The Warrior of Light no longer has a place, so it would be brash to call yourself that.
You have any suggestions?
In bringing an end to chaos, you brought an end to his reign, and an end to the prophecy. You brought Palamecia's order crashing down. Some would say, you brought despair.
Warrior of Despair. I like that a lot more than Warrior of Light.
Warrior of Despair, mayhap not the title of a savior, but a fitting one nonetheless.
So what's gonna happen now? Everyone's gonna wake up, right? Just without any memories?
They know but one emotion from the time they awaken. Despair. At their existence under Chaos's thumb, the only hope they had was that the Warrior of Light would one day save them.
But like you said, Chaos is no more.
Indeed, what does one who has forgotten despair yearn for? I suppose we shan't know the answer to that until we ourselves awaken.
Easy to forget we're still asleep.
The shape of the future shall remain a mystery so long as we remain here. Tell me, does that prospect unsettle you?
Don't try to trick me into waking up.
As I thought, you will follow no one's advice but your own. What of the other two, I wonder?
So Sarah and May are here too. Should have guessed.
Aye, but the dream they find themselves in doubtless takes on a different form than yours. Mayhap you shall meet again. However, it cannot be in here.
Won't be shedding tears over that one.
I would not expect you to. Regardless, the choice lies open to you. Think on it. There is time enough to consider each option fully. And if introspection bores you, there are other distractions.
Like what? Don't tell me even my dreams have trials.
No, nothing like that. Trials were dictated by prophecy and meted out to the warrior of light as Palamisia saw fit. No longer. Your time is yours to do with as you please.
That might take some getting used to, having freedom.
Enjoy it. In all of Palamisia, there is none who can make you bow to their whims. Not yet, at least. As I said before, this is not a trial. This is merely a distraction.
It's a dangerous distraction.
This is the outcome you wished for, the outcome you fought for. Does it leave something to be desired?
So I'm gonna be held responsible even if I die? Stinks of Palamisia, all right.
How exactly do you mean?
People punished for being people.
I wonder, are you lonely?
You're all the company I need, Sid.
Oh, I doubt that. Jokes aside, what of your fairy companion? The many fairies that guided the blanks were one of the pillars of Palamisia's system. They guided the blanks, yes, but they also propagated the story of hope at the same time. The system has vanished, along with the story that gave them purpose. I wonder, will they be required in the days to come? Need I remind you, this is all but a dream. If indeed you wish to speak with her again, you need only wish for it, and you can be reunited. Wish earnestly enough, and it shall come to pass.
I think I'm good. I'm fine the way things are. Say you're right. It wouldn't really be her, would it? Just some dream version of her. If the real Echo ever found out I'd stoop so low for some company, she'd never let me hear the end of it.
I must say, while I have met very few blanks with your temperament, I have met fewer with such an interesting relationship with their fairies.
So I guess I'm just gonna forget all this too, huh? Since I'm fast asleep.
Aye, as will your companions, Maya and Sarah.
What about Garland?
Doubtless he has slipped the bonds of Palamisia for good. He rode the current of hope you unleashed, and with any luck, has already landed ashore some distant world.
Wonder where that is.
I'm opening the gate. I'll ride the tide of hope and leave Palamisia behind. Looks like you're our last hope after all.
Just like him to place the burden of hope on my shoulders before riding on to freedom. Wherever he is, I'm sure he's still the same old Garland, still yapping away.
You may not have to wait long to find out. In time, a letter may find its way to you.
A letter? Really?
Strange as it sounds. I received missives from my beloved Sarah, although she resided in a separate world.
Sarah? Oh, I get it. The Sarah from your village.
Aye, she too absconded from Palamisia and sought refuge in another world, where she lives happily.
Never wanted to go see her?
No, it is for the best this way. My actions have caused more than enough upheaval in her life.
You never know. She might be waiting for you.
I shall have to be content with the notion that she may, on occasion, remember our time together fondly. You appear more than capable of handling yourself. Do not think you must let this old man be your burden.
Are you trying to get rid of me?
Pray do not misunderstand me, but I do not think even you would deny at times you can be recalcitrant.
If you say so.
Doubtless Palamisia harbors the same doubts. Release you from your slumber, with all the risk that entails? Or keep you sealed away so that the past does not repeat itself? Of one fact I am certain. Palamisia is even now calculating how best to turn your strength to its favor. Its schemes may end in unforeseen misfortunes.
Didn't know I was such a big deal.
Your humility belies your actions. You are the warrior of despair. The one who brought no uncertain end to Palamisia's tale of hope. And in doing so, broke the shackles of prophecy that bound this world. But in freeing the present, the future has become murky.
Maybe, but I don't intend to just leave it at that.
That heartens me to hear. I am eager to see the path you forge in this new world. May it be one of your own making.
So I guess we changed the world. Brought an end to that dumb prophecy. Good riddance. But I can't help but wonder if we're actually ready for cold, hard reality. Warrior of despair. I can see why some might call me that. Doesn't matter much to me, though. Whatever future this new world has planned, I'll just keep doing what I've always done.
You're the Warrior of Light?
Was. But that time has long passed, and the memories of my short spell as this realm's hero have faded into obscurity. Now I am naught but the tottering old fool you see standing before you.
What could such a vaunted personage want with a witch? Or have you taken to purging heretics in your old age?
Nothing so grim as that, Azure Witch. I was simply observing your journey. Can you blame me for seeking an escape from the tedium of my existence? I say your journey, yes, but you were not alone. Far from it. Together you walked with those who would fell chaos and bring an end to the prophecy's stranglehold. And together you walked with one who would save his beloved Palamisia, who for his efforts was rewarded with betrayal.
You know of him?
Aye, and I am well familiar with your devotion to him. And while it may be true that you are a heretic, anathema to Palamisia and its esoteric laws, you are still human. You have not strayed too far from that path to return to it.
Why should I listen to what you have to say?
Indeed, I know as well as any that words are wind. May I ask the chance to prove my trustworthiness?
Why not? It seems there is little else for me to do.
I sense a great many questions must be bubbling to the surface of your thoughts. Ask, and I shall answer.
Curious that you were the Warrior of Light, yet your name is Sid?
Very curious indeed. I did not always go by the name I do now. I dare say you know well the name I was born with. You journeyed with one who shares that name. When I could no longer call myself the Warrior of Light, I cut all ties with my former life, and so Sid I became. But Palamisia is a jealous mistress. It took the name I discarded and wove it into its prophecy so that none would forget it. Me, most of all. Countless souls since have been cursed to bear that name, most meeting violent ends.
Even those Palamisia would shun know the name of the Warrior of Light.
A cursed legacy that can be traced back to me. If not for my actions, the prophecy would never have taken hold of this land and its people. So much suffering. They would be free to live without the fear of being struck down at the whim of a cruel and heartless world.
The time to wallow in self-pity is long past. No measure of regret will bring back those we have lost. Would that it could.
Of course. My apologies, young witch. I know that look. What seems to be troubling you?
I don't mean to concern you. You remind me of him. Something about the way you carry yourself. I feel that if he had been fortunate enough to reach old age, he may have turned out much like you.
You are more right than you know. I was the first Warrior of Light, and the mold on which all further would be based. So everyone, even the one you loved, bears some resemblance to me, but that resemblance is superficial. For the deeds we commit throughout life leave a much more indelible mark. The man you hold dear to your heart would have looked far different from me, for he had the courage to stand by your side. I abandoned my charge. Instead of being her shield, I sent Sarah outside this realm.
But Sarah is, or was, in Palamisia.
Aye, but the prophecy is more than just the Warrior of Light. A hero needs a damsel to save. Sarah will forever be a part of Palamisia's tale. For as long as the prophecy demands fulfillment, she is fated to fall into the arms of the Warrior of Light, whomsoever he may be. I could not bear to see the Sarah I loved trapped by her destiny, so I found a way to take her far away from Palamisia's reach. But alas, a new Sarah took the place of the old. I wonder if I made the right choice.
And the lines marking your face tell me you still have not arrived at a satisfactory answer.
Such is the curse of old age and idle thoughts.
That may be, but even the young can be haunted by their past. In the place of hope, Palamisia has been flooded with chaos.
In time it shall recover. In time, all memory of this too shall be swept away. Any engulfed in this dark current shall lose all recollection of who they were, how they lived before you came along.
One only need touch the surging flow and all memory of hope will abandon them. Yet along with that shall go all memory of despair. Such a simple path to freedom.
If that is the path you wish to tread.
No, not now. Saying farewell to my memories means saying goodbye to the one I loved. No freedom is worth that.
You are stronger than I gave you credit credit for.
Quite the opposite. In this new world devoid of laws, there is no order for a heretic to defy, no framework around which to define herself. It is not due to courage that I hold on to my past, but out of fear of losing myself in the uncertain future ahead. What a surreal scene. Here I am standing and talking with you, while my true self slumbers within that crystal. Was it Palamisia that deemed me worthy of such a fate?
Of that I have little doubt.
I wonder why. Why not simply erase me? Countless other heretics have met with that fate.
Mayhap Palamisia still has a role in mind for you. All three of you. The heretical witch, the warrior of light, and of course, the princess. You have ensured that Palamisia shall set aside a place for you in the tale to come.
Even though we fought tooth and nail to bring its system crashing down?
That gives Palamisia all the more reason to try and use you.
I see. This world will continue to treat its inhabitants like fodder for its schemes.
Perhaps, but there is merit in resistance, hence why I am speaking to you now. Come what may, I ask that you do all in your power to keep from falling into Palamisia's machinations. Defy them.
You would have us fight once again? What if I wish to stay like this, asleep, submerged in my memories?
What a pleasant thought. To sleep peacefully, forever reliving your most precious moments. Many would indeed make that choice if they could. That is, if there was a guarantee they would not awaken.
What did you choose?
My fate is to remain in this crystal for all time. Even should the memories of my glory sour, there is little for me to do outside of the crystal. You lot, however, are quite different. Before you lies a multitude of paths, each with its own outcome. All you need do is choose one.
You make it sound like a chance I should be grateful to have. But I know I shall be met with suffering, no matter the road I choose to walk. I shall face the world myself. I could not accept the fate he was dealt, that he was rewarded for his devotion with betrayal. Was I supposed to ignore this realm's transgressions against him? No, so I endeavored to change the world, and perhaps with that find some measure of justice.
Very few would attempt such a feat, let alone achieve it.
I gave little thought to what would come after. Perhaps there is no need.
Will you fall into chaos like the rest of them and forget? Set yourself free from your past and emerge as a blank slate? There would be no shame in that.
No, I will never part with my memories. My task may be finished, but there is yet much I can do. Palamisia will not remain dormant forever. and when it finally awakens, we must fight. Such is the path I have chosen.
Fascinating. Once you spoke of Palamisia with malice. But I now sense a different emotion. Do you mean to safeguard this world and its inhabitants? Fight for them?
Yes, regardless of the form this world takes. He would have wanted me to protect it, as he did.
In the world to come, your memories may prove a heavy burden. With no memories of their own, few, if any, will understand you. This path you choose to walk may prove to be a solitary one indeed.
Is it any different from when I was a heretic? Lest you forget, I know well what it means to be alone. I must say, I never thought I would one day look upon myself as I slept. How long will we remain like this?
That I cannot say. Likely until such a time as this new Palamisia requires you, if that time comes.
And if it never does, then what?
This world is driven by its lust for greatness. Those with power will never find themselves without a place in it.
For as long as we are deemed useful.
I take it you have no intention of bowing to Palamisia's whims.
How perceptive. Know also that I still view your words with skepticism.
I would expect no less from a witch. Nevertheless, I am grateful we had a chance to speak.
The pleasure was entirely mine. Farewell, First Warrior.
Before you depart, permit me to offer you words of advice from an old warrior with only his regrets to keep him company.
Yes?
There is time yet to make cherished memories. Do not squander it by mourning the past. A new world gives rise to new possibilities. Seek them out, and somewhere you may also find the seeds of a new hope.
Thank you. Although the pain of my loss has yet to subside, I believe someday it will. And I believe that someday I will meet someone to care for so deeply that it leaves no more room in my heart for regret. Someone to finally set me free from my accursed destiny. That hope burns, no matter how faintly.
The depth of your conviction brooks no doubt. May everything you desire come to pass in time.
Palamisia sinks into chaos. In seeking to destroy this world that betrayed my love, we changed it. And in seeking to protect this world that he loved, we changed it. But in effecting change, we have made the future unclear. What course have we set ourselves upon? There is nothing to do but see it through, with the memories of the departed ever in our thoughts.
Sarah, awaken, my princess. Sarah.
Who?
Have you forgotten that much already?
Sarah. My name is Sarah. I remember that much at least. And I am, or was, the Princess of Palamecia.
Good. It seems my timing was fortuitous. There is much I would like to say if you would but lend an ear to my ramblings.
There isn't a single soul in sight. What happened here?
The answer lies plainly before you. Palamecia has become awash in a dark current of forgetfulness. However, its people yet live. They shall awaken to a world reborn, free from the burdens of its past, free from chaos's clutching grasp.
So, we achieved the impossible. We brought an end to chaos and an end to Palamecia's bitter tale of despair.
That you did. However, another tale ended at the same time, the tale of hope. And now, with no more roles for you to play, Palamecia has sealed you away. Who we are now, what we are doing, is much akin to a waking dream.
A dream?
Do you find that unsettling?
No, not at all. When I was the princess, my every thought was about fulfilling the prophecy. I was little more than fate's puppet.
But now the prophecy lies broken. And without it, you may find the world to come to be even more cruel and heartless than the one preceding it. Without a prophecy to guide you, without a story to follow, there will be naught but your own instincts to depend upon. How will you find your way in a world with only a passing resemblance to the one you knew?
I'd rather be lost in a strange place than guided along like a helpless child. It all seems so far away now, like a distant memory. As Princess of Palamecia, I thought only of how I could serve the people. But in the end, I was only acting out the role I was given.
That may have been so, but in time, you distanced yourself from that role. You came to think for yourself, to live for yourself, to not simply follow the whims of fate. You learned to choose your own path, and had the courage to walk it.
That all sounds so noble. Part of me worries even now that I am following some vague script. As if it's in my nature, the thought frightens me.
If it is the past you fear, then there is a way to set yourself free from that as well. Forget. You only need touch the dark currents, and your memories shall forever be washed away.
But I can't pick and choose the memories to keep, right? I would forget everything. Is this the end we fought so hard for? Is this what our efforts have wrought?
Aye, but there is no need for despair. It is not an end. It is a new beginning, a new story for Palamisia. A story without the Warrior of Light. A story without chaos. No heroes, no villains, and no princesses. If you choose to return to this new Palamisia, you will be free of your former role. What you become shall be purely your own choice.
You speak of freedom, but if I forsake my past, then am I still myself?
Of course, for although you shall no longer bear your erstwhile title, your soul shall remain unspoiled.
Cid, I believe you wish for me to abandon my memories. Speak plainly if so.
I wish for no such thing, not exactly. My only desire is to see your heart at ease, no matter your choices.
Not as plainly as I'd like. There is one option still unexplored. What if I choose to stay here? Could I remain in this slumber, reliving my memories as a princess?
You could. Stay as the princess, your mind's eye, ever on your best days. I would be joyed if you chose such a path. To speak plain, you bear more than a passing resemblance to one who is often in my thoughts. I would like nothing more than to see you live your days in peace.
Cid.
Alas, it would be selfish of me to insist such a choice upon you. For remaining here means to look ever in the past and ever backward. I would not wish that for you. The future is where your rightful place lies. Heed my advice. Do not permit this new world to dictate the direction your journey takes. Let its will affect you no more. Set your own course and stand by your choice.
But that would mean giving up my past, my memories.
It seems my request was selfish after all. Whatever you decide, allow me to make one assurance. The ones you seek to find will come to you in time, no matter the role you choose to play.
That sounds not unlike the prophecy of old.
In this new world, prophecy holds no power over man or nature. The future to come shall not be shaped by words from on high, but by the wills of those with the conviction to make it so. And I believe your will shall be among those which shape it.
I hadn't considered that. My part well. I lived to play a role, the role of Palamisia's princess. Perhaps even now I am playing a part, its purpose still unknown to me. Although I know little and less about the true nature of hope, I still feel something. It may not be hope, but the feeling is mine. I may be nothing more than a puppet whose strings have been cut, helpless on the stage. The play has ended, and the patrons have long since departed. Nonetheless, I still fear losing what I've known, what I've become used to. That fear is what defines us. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose my memories of them. But I cannot flinch from that possibility. I cannot live in the past. We fought not for what was, but for what may be, for a new story. And I know that even in a new world, even with a new role to fill, that I won't be alone. Whatever may come, I want to be able to lift them up as they did me. I want to fight alongside them. Even should my memories leave me, this desire shall remain. Of that much I am certain. What's this?
The time has come. If it is indeed the future you desire, then I shall bring your slumber to an end.
You can undo the seals binding us?
That I can, though it may consume the last of my strength. But we shall bow to Palamecia's tyranny no longer. For once our will shall prevail. Set foot into the future you helped create. This time, shape your own tale.
But Sid, what will become of you?
Consider this my penitence for my own role in setting down the twisted prophecy that caused untold suffering. Sarah, you must go now. I shall watch the life you build in this new world with much interest. Of that, at least, you can be certain. Farewell.
Sid, wait! Memories that once burned bright within my heart begin to fade away to nothing. And precious moments I once held dear begin to obscure and become unrecognizable. This has happened before, and I suppose will happen again in time. When the story of Hope Unbound repeats, it is the role of the princess to forget and begin anew. Such is the way of this world. Or such was. The tale of hope has ended, and with it the laws that defined us. And for once my destination is uncertain. The flow of fate guides me to unknown waters. Surely I will awaken somewhere in this strange new world. But without my role to play, will it really be me whose eyes open?
The world is in flux, still deciding its new form. Although this tale ended differently than you imagined, there is still much to be joyous about. For you have transcended the bonds of hope, the clutches of misery, warrior of despair. Sarah, the time has finally come. It shall not be long now.
go?